Hey guys, Mubarak here of In Penny Stock. Hope you're doing well. In this episode, I want to talk to you guys about Robinhood. Okay, you see it here. You see on the phone on the right hand side, it is a very popular app that if you've been into stock trading at all, I'm sure you've heard of it. And so in this video, I'm going to cover a few things, okay? I'm going to cover how you can get started trading step by step for free, okay? Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to get the stock for free, which actually, if you watch till the end of this video, I'm going to show you a special tactic on how you can get started with free stocks delivered straight to your account, okay? Pretty simple, actually. I'll just show you guys at the end. But in general, Robinhood is a very popular technology. And the reason you've probably heard a lot about it is because of all of the different tactics that they've used to gain popularity. Okay, so let me kind of break it down for you. Robinhood is a brokerage platform. Okay, now what that means, it sounds fancy, but don't get intimidated. All that means is it is a platform or a software that you can register with, make an account with, right, just like any other software, and it allows you to buy and sell stocks for free. Now, again, I keep saying this word free. Let me explain what I mean by that. It is the commission portion of your buying and selling that is for free. And the reason that's so important is because, back in the day, 1980s, 1990s, what used to happen, I mean, honestly, there's probably still some older generation people that are doing it to this day, but technically what used to happen is that the average person, you're right, the government wanted to protect investors, or not investors, but they wanted to protect the average man and woman. So what they did was they made it specialized in order for you to be able to trade, okay? And so you just can't go out and buy and sell stocks. There's rules to it. And so there has to be a registered, certified advisor generally that is able to buy and sell on your behalf. These are people who take exams in order to be licensed to be your broker, right? So it used to be very popular. You used to have someone that you would call up if you wanted to buy a stock of Microsoft, Apple, Google, Facebook, Yahoo, whatever. You would have to call somebody and have your advisor or your broker buy and sell on your behalf. Well, with the advent of the internet, fortunately what happened is that there was technology and software created where people could just go online and buy and sell their stocks. But what happened is that that might be just what you're looking at your screen and you're placing the trade, but on the back end, there was still somebody going in and, doing the work on your behalf, of course, right? On the stock exchange floor or wherever. So what happens, even to this day on certain platforms, is you would pay a certain commission fee. Okay, you would actually pay in order to do a trade. Like, let me show you TD Ameritrade commissions, right? So even though it's online, what you can actually do, and actually the funny thing is that all of a sudden what's happened is because Robinhood's come out, all of these companies are now allowing you to do $0 commissions, right? But what used to happen is, let's take a look at this pricing, right? What used to happen is now all of a sudden it's $0. This is new in October of 2019. This is insanely new. Okay, you guys have no idea how lucky you are if you haven't started trading yet and you're about to get into the trading game. You've just saved hundreds, if not thousands of dollars at this point, because what used to happen is, you see here, broker assisted, $25. What that means is that even to this day, if you feel uncomfortable placing your trade online, you can still call and reach out to an advisor, right, a broker, in order to buy and sell stocks on your behalf. And it will cost you $20 to $5 for a single trade in order for you to do that. And that's crazy because that could cut into your profits right away. It has nothing to do with if you made a profit or not. Just even to get involved, you would have to pay a commission fee. And now Robinhood, even though you see TD Ameritrade, they just started doing this, right? I've used TD Ameritrade for almost a decade, and they would always charge about $5 around a trade, which was still amazing back in the day. But Robinhood was the first platform to do it where it's commission free. And just in the last few weeks, if you've been watching the news, other brokers, in order to compete with Robinhood, also went commission free. So you no longer need to pay anything when buying or selling stocks. Okay, so the reason I love Robinhood is that for the beginner average trader, right, for the person who's never bought or sold a stock before, this reduces and cuts your barrier of entry. All right. If you're listening to this episode and you're like, man, I still want to get stocks. I wish I bought something. Right now, pause this and download Robinhood on your phone right now. Okay. Because this app gives you the ability, and it's a mobile app, right? And you can also log in online and stuff like that if you want to do that on your desktop. But it gives you the ability to buy and sell stocks just through your phone, right? Just through the click of a few buttons. And the reason that's important is because honestly, people waste so much money on different things. Going to the movies, popcorn, gas, cars. I'm not saying it's a waste of money, right? But you're able to spend that money, okay? When you go out with your friends and you spend $100, you had good times, but you probably did, reckless stuff, probably hurt your body. But in general, whatever, you'll do it, right? You're not going to wake up the next morning regretting it so much. But people, for some reason, are so afraid to throw $100, even $50 into something to invest in themselves, in their future. And I know why. Believe me, I get it. I understand completely. I've been on that side. It's because you feel like you don't know enough. You feel like Wall Street, these guys are Harvard grad millionaires that know, you get taught the secrets, and you think that there's better than you. No. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm making this content, because I want to show you guys and prove it to you guys that there's nothing special to this whole stock trading stuff, right? There's certain tactics, just like it's a game, right? And in every game, there's rules on how to win. And that's what we teach at In Penny Stock. And that's what you need to know. So yes, listen. Just because you're not going to be the next NBA player doesn't mean you can't just pick up a game of, pick up basketball with your friends. There's no real risk. Okay. And in the same fashion, this is even easier. It's just a click of the buttons. You can make a Robinhood app while you're in the bathroom, make an account, and buy and sell your first stock without having to worry. So that's why I like Robinhood, because even though, for the advanced day trader, right? If you're trying to make tens of thousands of dollars a month day trading, then Robinhood is not necessarily for you. Okay, Robinhood is not the best day trading app because it doesn't have the most amount of technical analysis and crazy detail, right? You're going to want to be on your desktop. And don't get me wrong, I've made thousands of dollars trading off of Robinhood. Still, from dividends, from long-term investing, from flip trades, I've been able to profit off Robinhood, and so have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of other traders. But it's just, it's on an app, right? If you want to do trading properly, I usually recommend having a certain setup, which we teach. But that's why I wanted to make this video about Robinhood, because it's just such a game changer. There's so many people sitting on the sidelines that wish they were investing. And honestly, there's been a bull market going on since 2009. You're missing out on just having your money make money for you. Okay? That's why I want people to get involved, because it's like, it's just, you're making it more complicated than it has to be. Right? So that's why I wish that you would just download this. Again, I'm not giving you any investment advice. This is just educational, but Robinhood is a very interesting platform to check it out. And I'm not affiliated with them in any way. So, I just want to put that out there. But the key thing is that they're commission free, right? And the best thing about them is that there's no initial dollar deposit you have to put down. Right? So it's not like you have to set up a certain brokerage account. So, people always ask me all the time, like, oh, I need $5,000 saved up before I invest. Oh, I need $10,000. And I'm always like, no, just slow down. You only need $100 or $50. And technically, to open up a Robinhood account, you can open up one today and not put any money into it. Okay? So don't worry about that, right? The whole thing is just getting involved. Just like everything else in life, after you've done something for the first time, it's a lot easier. It gets easier and easier the more you do it. And it's nothing different. You don't have to be educated in any fashion. You don't have to have a certain special finance background. You don't have to be a CPA like me. Obviously it gives you an edge. And with anything in life, the more you research, the more you study, the more you practice, you'll get an edge. But there's no risk with just trying it out now. And then the cool thing is that, Robinhood went even further, and they actually released a crypto product as well. So now, if you're interested, you can buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies right through your phone as well. And, the cool thing about that is, again, for me, what I like is access. Okay? I think a lot of people, a lot of people think that the markets are set up against them. And at times, when you're talking about millions of dollars and the whole accredited investor deal, that I can agree with. But if you didn't understand what I just said in the last 10 seconds, then you don't have to worry about competing in this market. You have access to all the tools, all the resources, all the beneficial activities that can make you money, right? I mean, that's the whole reason I do this show, really, is not to go on a tangent, but the whole purpose of this show and these episodes is to teach people that financial literacy is more easy than they thought, right? It's not some complicated thing. Wall Street makes it seem like CNBC, all these news sites and everything, the media makes it seem like it's harder than it is, right? Because then what they rather do is they rather you pay them in order for you to get this information. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do that, right? You can learn yourself. We have hundreds of free videos at InPenny Stock. You have YouTube, you have Google, you have the internet, you have now free platforms that let you buy and sell without any minimums. Back in the day, to open up your brokerage account, I think 10, 15 years ago, I remember needing $2,000 just to start an account. And I was younger than 18 back then, so I had to have my parent co-sign on it. But in general, there's no barriers. You can get in, you can be successful with it, okay? And then finally, the last thing I want to talk about Robinhood before I give you guys the secret as to how you can start getting started and get some free stocks when you sign up is the cash management tool that they broke out. So again, just a quick lesson about the market is that there's several different brokerage accounts out there, right? If you have a bank, if you're banking with somebody, with some company, Chase, TD, whichever, they probably have a brokerage platform that they rather want you to put your money in, right? And the reason banks want you to put their money with them is because, unbeknownst to you, what they actually do is that they take your money and they invest it. So whenever you have your savings account, even though you're saying, okay, you have 100,000 in this account at this bank, there's 100,000 they'll always have, right? But a bank is not required to keep all of your real cash in the bank. They're only required to keep a certain amount. The rest they trade and invest. And so they give you a recommendation, or not a recommendation, but they give you an interest fee for holding your money. And so that's the cool thing, is that if, your account probably right now, if you have a savings account, you're probably getting less than 1%. You're probably getting 0.25% interest, which is obviously nothing, right? It's a few dollars a year, or $100 a year if you have a lot of money, right? But the cool thing with Robinhood is that you can make an account, and if you just transfer the cash and it sits there doing nothing, even when doing nothing, you're still going to make 2% a year. And so it doesn't sound like a lot, right? But the whole game is compounding, right? The whole game is long term. You want to be able to make as much money as you can over time, because that's what compounds, right? So if you're in your 20s and 30s listening to this, you're in the best possible position, because you can start investing now, and a few $1,000s now traded and invested month over month will end up being millions of dollars in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, right? And if you don't believe me, type into Google a compound interest calculator and you'll see. So that's why I believe Robinhood is a great tool. I wanted to make this video as like a 101 or a tutorial for people to make them understand. I've had a lot of friends that again, only people who haven't dabbled into investing yet, they hear about Robinhood, they want to know why it's different, why it's cool, and that's kind of it. It's nothing crazy complicated. It's just a great tech company. It's a $1 billion company now that just came out of the woodwork and really revolutionized the industry. This is a true thing. It says they're a pioneer of commission-free investing, and it's awesome because back in the day, if you were doing trades with little amounts of money, right? You were only trading $50, $100. It was tough for you to lock in a lot of profits, because every time you bought, you would pay a commission fee of like $5, $10, or as you saw, that broker assisted fee was $25, right? So you would have to pay that when you bought a stock, and then you would have to pay again the same commission fee when you're selling, right? And so now, fortunately, you no longer have to do that, and you can buy and sell commission free. And so for all you new investors out there, now is a great time to enter the markets, right? For penny stocks specifically, they're very volatile. If you follow the rules at InPenny Stock that we teach and listen to these videos and episodes that we have here, you can learn a lot and get an edge on how to profit off of stocks. And so finally, if you click on the description or below, it'll actually take you to a link where when you do your first trade, when you start investing with Robinhood, you'll get a free stock, and also I'll get a free stock. So, just a cool little feature if you're interested in buying and selling stocks. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, this is Mubarak of In Penny Stock. And if you do have any questions or comments, leave it below, or you can email me at admin, that's ADMIN, @inpennystock.com. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Take care.